Sneasler may be my favorite Pokemon to come from the Pokemon Home update, and here's why. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. Today we're having a battle versus Lionel or Richie from the Discord server. Go ahead and join the Discord server. It's the best place to go for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battles right now. There is a link in the description down below. I've also noticed that only 36% of people watching this video right now are actually subscribed. So just double check you're subscribed, because even if you think you are, you might not be. YouTube has a tendency to unsubscribe people, which is really bizarre. So just double check you are. And if you're not in the first place, why not subscribe? It's free. It helps me out and I really appreciate it. Anyway, with that being said, let's jump to the team preview. Okay, Richie, I see what you're doing there. You've got a Volcanion, a Glimmora, Chiampao, Galarian Zapdos, Great Tusk, and an Amoonguss. Powerful looking team. Lots of frets, lots of frets. We do obviously not have a Hazard Clearer on this particular team, because I originally had Regieleki, but they got banned like last minute, so I had to make some last minute changes. So here we are with this team. They'll probably lead with Glimmora, right? To try and get the hazards up straight away. So I could probably lead off with the Garchomp right off the bat and just kind of go for an Earthquake right there and then we can get rid of the Toxic Spikes with Sneasler and then kind of go from there, I think. And the battle begins, so Richie's going to lead off with the Zapdos, as I did not expect that, as we lead off with the Garchomp. So that's a pretty good lead from my opponent's part. We get a free Stealth Rock Cup though, which is great for us, as they can probably just go straight into the Great Tusk right now. They are going to withdraw the Zapdos, so they're going to go straight into the Great Tusk real quick, or the Chiampao. They're going to the Among Us, which is going to be the Amoonguss, which is fair enough. So Stealth Rock comes through for the Amoonguss. There we go. Nice and powerful Stealth Rocks. Gotta love it, gotta love it. That's going to hurt the Volcanion, it's going to hurt the Chiampao. They probably go for a Spore here, but at the same time they might not, so I'm half tempted to not go into Garganacl. I think the safest place to go Garganacl, so I'm going to go into Garganacl. I think that's probably the best thing to go for, so we'll go into Saltyy real quick. There we go. Hopefully we go for a Spore. They go for a Spore, which is great, so that's absolutely perfect. It doesn't affect us, no way Jose. As now, we can probably go straight into our Typhlosion, right? Because I'm looking at their team and I'm thinking, oh, Eruption really hurts their team. Other than the, the obvious one being the Volcanion. So, let's go ahead and do that. Or do we do that? Do we go for a Salt Cure? I think we can go for a Salt Cure right now. Let's go for a Salt Cure. So we go for a Salt Cure real quick. There we go. Salt Cure comes through. It's going to do some residual chip damage to the Amoonguss every turn, as they go for a Giga Drain, which is going to do some decent chip damage to us. So that's fair enough. If that's what they're going to go for, then that is what we are going to prepare for. So, right. So that's good to know. Good to know that's what they're going for. As they probably know they win this 1v1, so they probably go ahead and go for it again, right? So we go into Typhlosion. We definitely go Typhlosion. So we're going to go Typhlosion real quick. There we go. Typhlosion comes through into All Spirit over here. There we go. Typhlosion comes in. We're going to frisk them to find a Black Sludge, which is fair enough. They're going to withdraw this turn. Why are they withdrawing? And they go Glimmora. Glimmora is an interesting one. So Glimmora comes through. It's going to get hurt by some Stealth Rocks, which is absolutely fair enough. As we have to go straight into our Garchomp right now. We can't stay in. We can't afford to stay in and go for an Infernal Parade because it won't KO, which we know that for a fact. It's only 60 base power after all. So we'll go into Zangetsu. They go for a Stealth Rocks. We could have gone for the... Could have gone for it, to be fair. Could have gone for it, to be fair. But it's absolutely fine. We're going to go straight for an EQ right now. So we go for an EQ, which is going to take out the Glimmora nice and powerfully. There we go. Down goes Glimmora. So Glimmora is one less Pokemon to deal with, at least. So that's that out of the way. So, with that in mind, we can probably expect the Chiampao come in right now, or the Great Tusk. In comes Among Us. Among Us is going to come in right now. It's going to get hit by some Stealth Rocks. It's going to try and go for a Spore. I don't think it goes for a Spore. To be honest with you, I feel like it goes for something else. I feel like it goes for the Giga Drain, expecting the Garganacl to come in. So I'm actually half tempted to go for a Spiked right now. So I'm going to go for a Spikes. If they put a Garchomp to sleep, then so be it. But I don't think they do go for a Spore here. I think they expect the Garganacl and go for a Giga Drain. There we go. See, the Garganacl comes in, and the Giga Drain comes through, and then they beat the winners in the 1v1. So that's fair enough. That was a good play on my opponent's half. We just managed to read it a little bit, which is great. Absolutely great. as we get to put up another layer of spikes now. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to expect them to go for a Spore this turn, and I'm going to go into Garganacl. I think that's the play. So I'm going to go straight into Garganacl real quick this turn. I feel like they'll go for a Spore this turn. I feel like they will go for a Spore this turn. As there we go, the Spore comes in though. So we outplayed him a bit there, which is great. You know, it's very rare you see a Just Weavile outplay. So with that in mind, we could Tera fighting here and go for a recover, not having to worry about the Giga Drain. Do I need my Tera for anything else? I don't think so. I think Tera fighting is a good shout, to be honest with you. But what I'm going to do instead, is I'm going to go ahead and go into my Infernal Parade, the Typhlosion. I think that's the play. I think that is the play. I think they go for a Giga Drain again. I really think they go for a Giga Drain again here. So I'm going to go into this. And the thing is, Typhlosion hits really hard against their team, so I can't afford to lose it. I really can't afford to lose it. So we'll go into our Typhlosion real quick. We do get poisoned and all that wonderful stuff. As they do make the Giga Drain play. So the Giga Drain is obviously 4 times. Is it 4 times resisted because of Ghost? Or does Ghost not resist grass? Is it just because Ghost... No, I don't think Ghost resists grass at all. Right, okay, so we've got a couple of options here. We can expect the Volcanion switch and switch out ourselves in something like Enamorus to go for a Focus Blast or something along those lines, or a Garchomp for the Earthquake. Or we can just go straight for the Flamethrower, expecting them to stay in, expecting us to make the Volcanion read. I think we go for Flamethrower. I think the basic play is the best way to go. They are going to Tera. Oh, I didn't think of that play. I didn't think of that play at all. So they're going to Tera into what type? Oh, a rock type. Interesting. So they're going to go into a rock type right now. So we could have Tera Grass there. Could have Tera Grassed. We go for a Flamethrower, of course. It's going to do minimal damage to a rock type Amoonguss. They go for a Foul Play. It's going to easily be able to KO us. Well, it would not KO us, but the Poison is going to be able to KO us afterwards. But the Black Sludge is now going to work in there against them, because they're no longer a poison type, which means that now that Black Sludge is working against them, we can actually do something about this. We've actually got a good advantage right now. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go into Sneasler for a start. We'll go Sneasler for a start. And the reason we go Sneasler is because we want to hit this thing with a Dire Claw. And the reason we want to hit this thing with a Dire Claw is A, we can get rid of Toxic Spikes by having this thing in. B, they definitely switch out here, expecting the close combat and go into the Great Tusk. Do we go for a U-turn instead then? Yeah, I think we go for a U-turn instead, expecting the switch. So they do withdraw the Amoonguss, the rock type Amoonguss. And they're going to go into their Lethal Tusk, which is going to be the Great Tusk, of course. We get a free... Hopefully we get a poison off on them with the U-turn as well, which would be great. So we're going to go into U-turn real quick. There we go, U-turn territory. And we get a crit, which is nice. We also don't get a poison, so that's fair enough. It is what it is at the end of the day. And we're going to go into our nice and powerful Enamorus right now. Enamorus does really well against them. So Enamorus can have Earth Power, which is why I'm leaning towards it right now. Enamorus can have Earth Power, which means the Volcanion is going to hesitate to switch in, which means they're probably going to let this thing go down. So I'm going to go for that Springtide Storm. Springtide Storm comes through, destroys the Lethal Tusk, as down it goes, as that is going to be able GG for the Great Tusk right there. So we have now got 2 Pokemon. No, we've got 1 Pokemon, the Galarian Zapdos, which stands in the way of our Sneasler. So Chien-Pao is going to come in right now. Chien-Pao is a big threat. Obviously, it's going to get hurt by some spikes and stealth rocks, which is great. We now have to go into something else. I think if we expect Ice Spinner, we go Rotom. Or do we go Garchomp and get the chip damage off? I think we go Garchomp to get the chip damage off. Or do we go Garganacl? I think Garganacl is a fair one as well. We'll go Garganacl. And we'll save Garchomp for the Galarian Zapdos later. Because Garchomp can kind of handle that. Not really, but can get some rough skin damage and rocky helmet damage off on it. So I think that'll be useful. So they're going to go for an Ice Spinner, which is definitely going to KO the Garganacl, of course. But we get some rocky helmet chip off, which is always great. Which is about 15%, I believe. So there we go. Saltyy goes down. Unfortunately, we still have the Sneasler in the back. So we'll go for the Sneasler switch real quick. We're going to old Rogue over here. There we go. Rogue comes in. And Rogue can just go straight for a U-turn right now, right? We just go straight for the U-turn. U-turn comes through. They didn't realize we were Choice Scarfs. We get another KO, as that is going to be the game for the Chen Pao. So there we go. Cool. So, Sneasler is the key to winning this game. I know it. I just know it. We just have to get rid of that Galarian Zapdos. So I think I go Garchomp here because it matches up really well against them. So we'll go Garchomp real quick. Garchomp actually matches up really well against them as well. So that's great for us. Them losing Chen Pao is big though. That's big. Among Us comes in. That's the Among Us, of course. It's going to get some hit by Stealth Rocks and Spikes. We aren't max attack Garchomp. Let's go for the Earthquake, regardless, because they are a rock type after all. And we take them out. Cool. So even with ours being max attack Garchomp, we still take out the Among Us. So Garchomp's doing good right now. Garchomp's doing real good. Garchomp deserves a spot on the thumbnail, but I'm not going to put it in the thumbnail. I'm hoping the Galarian Zapdos or the Volcanion do something, to be honest with you. So the Zapdos is going to come in right now. Zapdos could easily take us out. I love its stance as well. I love its stance. That's a pretty cool stance. So we'll go for a Dragon Tail real quick. I know we can take a close combat from this thing. I'm hoping they go for a Brave Bird though. They go for the Brave Bird. That's going to rack up the recoil, which is great. We can definitely take a Brave Bird from them. Rough Skin, a Rocky Helmet, plus the Brave Bird recoil damage, plus the Dragon Tail chip damage, and we should be golden. We do miss, unfortunately, which is a real shame. But what can you do about that? Let's go for the Dragon Tail again. They go for a Brave Bird. Brave Bird comes through. That's going to take us out, of course. Rough Skin, Rocky Helmet, and all that stuff's going to kick in, though. I think that's the Zapdos done, right? Is that the Zapdos done? Could he be done? No, it's still alive. Ah, okay. So there we go. We've got Sneasler in the back, though. We got Sneasler in the back. Sneasler plus Enamorus are going to win this game for us. So we go for a close combat here because close combat will KO it. We go for close combat. There we go. Close combat comes through. Takes out the Zapdos, which is great. As now, we have to... What do we do against this Volcanion? Because close combat's not going to one-shot it. Close combat is not going to one-shot it. That is for sure. So I think what we can do is we can free... Oh, there's the Volcanion, the beast! I love it. I love Volcanion. It's such a cool Pokemon. So I think close combat might actually KO from here. Stealth Rocks and Spikes. We just Tera Fighting, right? And go for the close combat. Yeah, I think Sneasler wins this. I think Sneasler wins this. So we'll go for the close combat, Tera Fighting and all that wonderful stuff. There we go. Nice and powerful. Just to get that extra oomph behind our close combat. I'm pretty sure that should do it. Pretty sure that should do it. As Sneasler comes through with a close combat. Choice Scarf Sneasler is actually really good so far. Down goes the Volcanion. So that is going to be the game. So GG. We actually managed to finish a game without it DCing. That's pretty awesome. So GG Lionel. That was a pretty fun game. Thank you for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like, subscribe, all wonderful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.